your favorite films with evil puppets.
There we go.
Hello, I'm unmuted. How you doing?
Welcome.
Good show, gentlemen. Good show. I can listen to you guys all night.
Thank you.
Yeah. So before we get into films with evil puppets, I have to say that it's getting a little humid in Atlanta, so I have my sweat towel. If I dap, but beyond that, we have to talk about the baseball stack. If we're going to do films about evil puppets, of course, we're naturally going to talk about baseball films because we got some baseball guests, and comedy and baseball also kind of go hand in hand, right? So this is my baseball stack. Now, I haven't seen The Natural since probably I was 7. Okay. But I threw it in there because it's hailed as the best, and Danny's like, that shit better be in there. And I'm like, you know what? You're the boss.
Hey,
First of all, I don't talk to you like that.
I know. Well, come on. Why do you got to ruin the illusion?
I gotta
go with Field of Dreams on that one.
I got Sandlot. Sandlot to me may be the best movie ever.
No.
The Beast.
Field of Dreams, Bull Durham. Are you kidding me? Come on.
Come on. Major League 3.
Oh yeah. Here's one not mentioned. Bang the Drum Slowly is one of the greatest baseball films in the history of the world, with Robert De Niro and Michael Moriarty and Vincent Gardenia and a million stars. And I worked at a movie theater, and it was amazing to see that movie every night.
Very cool. I actually have in my Evil Puppets list a Michael Moriarty film, so he's in good company. I will get that film because, as you can see, I kind of like movies.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
A little bit. You love it. A little bit.
Bear with the construction. There's some shit going on. Pardon my language. But yeah, I got to say, side note, I revisited Major League 2 recently, and I was kind of angry. I was not happy. I actually found Major League 3 to be a little bit better, and that's not saying a lot. But I like all involved.
Really?
It's actually on right now. Right before the show, I was watching Major League 2.
Oh, really?
Nice. It's just, especially if you marathon it, it's just like it peaks with the first naturally, and then it just kind of crashes and then kind of pulls itself out of the wreckage by the third. So, all right.
Well, hey, they're trying to make the 4.
Major League 4. The bills need to be paid.
Hey, I'm for it. I'll be there matinee or streaming in my little home theater here, whatever. But let's get into it. Evil puppets.
Except they're using walkers in the last one.
Yes. They're throwing out the first pitch if they're able. Yes.
Right.
God bless all involved. Okay, so we're just going to get into it. We've seen a bunch of movies with evil puppets over the years. I think the 80s were the heyday of the rubber puppets that were terrorizing everybody. And for me, it was kind of a big deal. So let's start with Trilogy of Terror. Boom.
Nice.
And I don't know if anybody's seen this one, but this one is messed up. So it's an anthology movie, but as you can see from the packaging, they're tripling down on the third story because this movie has this little fucker, pardon my language, who basically chases her around the apartment and is relentless upon murdering her. And it holds up.
Really?
Oh my gosh. It's from 75, I believe. Yeah, it's very good. There's a sequel, which is, it's not that great, but check it out. It's awesome. I'm having a White Claw over here, so excuse me.
Wait a minute, what are you doing? It's National Beer Day.
Right. This is like the beer of the yacht rock of beers, dude. Yeah.
The yacht rock of beers.
Yeah. So I'm gonna. I didn't submit this next film, so I'm just gonna kind of wing it real quick. There's a movie called Magic.
Yeah.
Love this.
Yeah. With Anthony Hopkins. Okay. He's a struggling magician, and basically, once he starts doing ventriloquism with Fats, I believe his dummy, he starts getting fame and fortune, basically, and it goes a little too far. Now, I have a little show and tell.
Didn't he kill Burgess Meredith in that movie?
I'm not spoiling anything for anybody who hasn't seen anything, sir. So
kill Mick. You cannot kill Mick from Rocky.
You can't.
After 30 years, it's not a spoiler anymore.
So I got this guy. Sorry, he did. Oh, don't spoil anything, sir. So we're gonna get weird. Okay, this is a total show and tell show. I don't think I've ever done this, but I clearly have a lot of. Well, you're gonna see a lot of weird shit. So this is a dude from England I got in 2003. His name is Bernard, and it's funny because when I was purchasing him, I'm like, "Hey, is his name Bernard?" This is online. They're like, "No, Bernard." I'm like, "Okay, fine, got it." So I paid for it, and he finally was shipped overseas. And once I opened it, the person who I bought it from said, I got to let you know, I had to sell it because this doll's possessed. My wife wanted it out of the house. Not even kidding you. And I think it's going to be fine. Just, put it in a nice dark corner of your house. It'll be great. And so basically, he's looking at you.
He's looking at you.
Ah, shit. Okay. I think I've said too much. But yeah. So anyway, I think I maybe revealed too much that I'm a horror fan of the guy, and he's just kind of like having taking the piss out of me a little bit. But yeah, so this is Bernad. He's fun. He's kind of the mascot of the old video store. But he goes kind of hand in hand with magic.
Yeah.
So just wanted to introduce you. So we're going to park him real quick.
That movie scared the hell out of me. My parents didn't know that I was awake, and I started watching it. And the part where he just, I don't want to give it. You know what? Nobody's going to watch it. He
just don't say anything about Burgess Meredith.
He smacks the crap out of Burgess Meredith. He beats him with his dummy. It terrified me. I started screaming.
He was the penguin, Burgess Meredith.
Yeah. And I started screaming. Yeah. And that's when they made me go to bed, but it haunted me for like years.
As it
after
should.
that.
Yeah. There's something not right about it. But let's move on to the next one. I mean, I could talk about a few films that have transgressed after this film, but like The Dark Crystal was a big one. But we're gonna go to Evil Puppets.
Yes.
We're gonna skip to Meet the Feebles. Boom. Okay. So I thought we were gonna go to Gremlins, but God bless, maybe I set that shit out of order. So check it out. Oh, we're going to Gremlins. I was just gonna do the big reveal. Cool. So yeah, Gremlins was the shit. It took everybody by storm. In fact, it was the reason PG-13 was invented. Spielberg came out with Gremlins in '84 and Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom with that heart sequence. And especially with Gremlins, because they marketed it on the trailer with all these little furry, like a furry creature, gizmo, cuddly Christmas film coming out in the summer. So parents took their 4-year-olds and basically, obviously it's super pre-internet, so they were just writing angry letters. And he had an idea. He's like, "How about PG-13?" And I think, and I've said this before, I feel like that was the official first mic drop. Was that? Yeah, because I've seen PG films, and I know we all have in the 80s, that were like, "Oh, this should kind of be rated R." But for whatever reason, they swung to the PG version or just rating, and it just had that wider net to get ticket sales. But Gremlins, what do you got?
Yeah, one of my favorite directors, Joe Dante.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to get him for my movie. I was talking to special effects guy about him today who knows him, and he loves my script. So yeah. So keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, and I know every time we talk about Joe Dante, because he pops up in these segments as he should. He's a super nice guy, so you should hit him up. At the very least, he will be very nice about saying not for me.
No.
But I don't see how he can say that. I don't see how he can say that. But anyway, Gremlins was just a badass film, and it was a nightmare to make. I understand. It was all practical puppetry. And it just, in terms of evil puppets, they toned it down, as a matter of fact, because Chris Columbus, who has gone on to directing Adventures of Babysitting, Harry Potter, Home Alone, he's had a pretty good career, clearly. But he wrote a rated R script initially for Gremlins, and they turned it into a PG film. And it was actually Gizmo was supposed to be killed off. What? Early on, and Spielberg had the brilliant idea to say, you know what, he should survive the entire film. Let's keep him going. He's like the heart of the film, and boom. So, but I actually have the script, and it's brutal, like the original rated R one. Yeah. So let's move on because I got a lot of movies. I want to make this condensed as I can. So we're just going to go right through it.
Real quick, did you know that the downtown in Gremlins is the same is Hill Valley?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, most people don't know that.
Yeah.
From Back to the Future?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Universal Backlot. Yeah.
Wow.
They just add like a Burger King in there. It's like, that's sponsored by Burger King. But yeah, when I realized that as a kid, because at first I'm like, oh wow, like where is this Kingston Falls where Gremlins is?
Right.
Because I grew up in the Valley. And so I was, pretty close to Studio City. I was really excited about the movie magic of it. But
don't say magic.
Yeah, never. Yeah, I will try to never ever. I'm gonna send this to
PTSD.
you. I'm gonna send this to you, dude. I'll give you the laser disc. I'll give you the Blu-ray. I'll give you all versions of it.
Just make sure you don't send me a pop-up.
I will. I will.
It'll scare the shit out of me.
On to the next one. Before we go, Susanna, real quick. There was one movie that made everybody afraid of going into the ocean, and that was Jaws. This next movie made everybody afraid of going to the bathroom. Ghoulies.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's right.
Brilliant marketing. I'm gonna have to just bring this guy here. So I have a stunt ghoulie from the movie.
Wow.
Wow.
And these were produced to be thrown around. But yeah, he's a
How
fun
did you
one.
get that?
The thing is like if you dork out hard enough, you can almost get anything. And I wanted one. I didn't know it was going to ever be available. And because I got this 15 years ago. I've seen other like actual animatronic puppets from the film that were like thousands of dollars. And, I just had to like watch it get picked up by somebody else with money. But they're around. You can get them. There's movie prop auction houses. There's, of course, eBay. But anyway, Ghoulies was a PG-13 film because, this was in 85, the year after Gremlins. So it got that sweet spot PG Steven Spielberg rating. And I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a lot of creativity in this film. It's not fantastic, but you have to appreciate how like good the effects are and how creative it is. The end.
Nice.
Anybody have any memories of that film? By the way, anybody?
No, I thought I agree with you. I thought it was it wasn't my favorite of the films, but I enjoyed it. I thought the craft, was really great, and I appreciated it.
100%. Moving to the next one, we got Critters.
Yes.
Now this one is basically a hard. Yes, but not that Ghoulies wasn't. Ghoulies was kind of the same, but
right.
Although they argue that it was in production, and it may have, because actually it was released late 84 in the UK in terms of Ghoulies. But Critters is a direct ripoff, and I do recall there was a synopsis by Roger Ebert, and it's space porcupines land in Kansas and eat a cow. The end. Okay. And when I read that, I'm like, I gotta see this. That sounds incredible. Okay.
I've eaten some pretty good cow in Kansas.
Yeah. So
and some porcupine.
So we got a critter here. This guy has super sharp teeth. My son's not a huge fan of this dude, but it's coming around. So if you like critters,
you like eat your vegetables. You like eat your vegetables.
Hey, that's a really good
critters
idea.
Coming.
Really good idea. But then again, I might like set myself up for like nightmare evenings, and I'm not sure about like 2 a.m. screams yet, But if you haven't seen Critters, it's basically exactly what Roger Ebert said: space porcupines eat a cow, and then they happen to like try to eat other human beings. It's super fun. It's super pre-Sonic the Hedgehog. They roll. It's awesome.
Right.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. And the sequel, I got to tell you, the second one is awesome. I think it's almost better than the first, but the first is very good. And it's actually an Easter movie, so it's relevant. Yeah, the second one. But let's move on.
Watch it before church.
Watch it before church. The next one is the worst of the worst, but it's also very enjoyable. It's Munchies, which is a super direct ripoff of Gremlins, but the cheapest one possible, the cheapest ripoff you can get. And God bless, it's Roger Corman who produced this. And God bless him, it was actually his birthday, April 5th. He's now 95 years old and still kicking ass. So
with that picture, it looks like a mix between Gremlins and The Woman in Red.
100% because it came out the same year. Yeah, and I appreciate the marketing on this because it definitely was parodying it. Is the movie good? Not at all. But are there moments? Yes. The puppetry is pretty fucking cheesily fun. So it's on the list. Moving on. Brought to you by.
We should get sponsored. I was going to say we should get sponsors from.
So the next one is you ever see Dolls? Anybody?
No.
This one's fucked up. Yes. I almost want to say the end. It's rated R. It's a Stuart Gordon picture. He did Reanimator from the 80s. He did a movie called From Beyond. There's a production company called Empire, which was pre-Full Moon. And this was an independent production company that would literally pump out very well-made horror pictures in the 80s. And they turned into Full Moon Productions, which did Puppet Master and all these other movies. But I will say Dolls is a rated R movie, and it's very well done. It's almost a classic horror film that's very enjoyable. It doesn't feel dated. I mean, it might a little, but like it's all practical effects. Obviously, all these movies are. But there's a classic quality to this picture in terms of like craftsmanship and artisticness. So on any of these movies, if you were to watch one, I would say watch Dolls.
Really?
So, yeah. I mean, who doesn't love Gremlins? But
It looks like they were making a Jim Morrison doll and it didn't work out. And they're like, fuck it, let's make a
Didn't
different
work
kind of
out.
movie.
You know, it's funny. You know, we should talk about Team America, actually. Has anybody seen Team America?
Yes. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
it.
Yes.
So there's a Matt Damon.
You worked
puppet.
on that.
I did.
Fuck
Man,
yeah.
this Yacht Rock beer is really burpy.
Yeah.
It is.
Very
Dude.
light.
So did
Dude.
you meet the Chioda brothers then?
Yes, I did. And I was like a super nerd fan, like, oh, Killer Clowns from Outer Space and all this other shit. So they were like the biggest celebrities when I saw them on set. I'm like, oh shit, they're right over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just a post-production assistant. Sorry?
No, I said Steven's an awesome guy. I'm actually friends with him and his wife.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Incredible people.
Yeah, you met him through Titus, who I introduced
Yeah.
you to.
Yeah,
We went to
you invited
we
me
went to Christopher Titus's Prince party.
You liar. Just kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, we went to Titus's Prince party, and you, me, and Steve actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah,
And then he was there. Yeah, he's a good friend. of
Yeah,
Titus.
I've met. I believe I met all of them. Handful of times. My sister-in-law actually used to work for them as well for a number of years.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, oh my gosh, so cool. But yeah, so the Matt Damon puppet. Okay, so yeah, so there's a reason for that. Initially, they just like tried to make the Matt Damon puppet, and some didn't quite look right, and they tried it again, and they went back to the drawing board. They're like, something's wrong. What's up with this production? And then they realized the true answer is just Matt Damon. They just had to like calm him down because the puppet wasn't working in terms of capturing his likeness. That's it. So, and it's funny because it steals a movie.
Right.
So funny.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So, moving on to Child's Play, everybody. Boom. This movie's fucked
there
up.
you go.
Yeah. So this movie is a direct response to Teddy Ruxpin from '85, and Child's Play came out a couple years later. But yeah, so Child's Play is really messed up. I'm sure everybody has seen this one. This is like one of the most mainstream evil puppet films that have ever been released, next to Gremlins, of course. This one totally holds up. It's rated R. It's brutal. It's well made, and it's I mean, what a design. Okay,
Yep.
They made him a redhead for a reason. God bless them.
Hey, my
like,
son's a redhead.
It's like
there's nothing wrong with that. But they
It's,
specifically used this for a reason. You're a red. Dude, my mom's a redhead, so we're all in the same company. It's fine. But that wasn't an accident, is my point.
Mm-hmm.
You know they have those scare videos.
Oh, of course, yeah. When they
actually-
bust out of the bus shelter.
Yeah, they have little people dressed up as Chucky, and it's a Chucky poster, and all of a sudden he cuts through and jumps out, and they scream and start running. It's hilarious. Now this comes from Teddy Ruxpin. Can you expound on that?
Yeah, basically, I may have mentioned in a previous episode, my dad is the co-creator of Teddy Ruxpin.
There you go.
My dad had an idea in 1963 to. He didn't like whatever was going on for kids at the time. He didn't have any kids, but he was a struggling inventor watching TV at home, and he thought the TV shows at the time sucked. So he wanted to do a puppet show for kids for TV. And so he linked up with his buddy Ken Forsey, who was a fabricator at the time, who would create foam, this and that, practical stuff. And they formed a company, and they hired a writer, and they got together, and they came up with this story. And ultimately, it was Teddy Ruxpin 20 years later My dad sold the rights in '84. Conveniently, Worlds of Wonder picked it up, and it was under every Christmas tree in '85. And I remember I told my dad when my sister and I got a Teddy Ruxpin for Christmas, I'm like, you got this for free, bro. This is you saved some money this year. I want that Tyco cliffhanger, racetrack on, whatever.
Yeah.
But we definitely had fun with it. But yeah, so it was such like a phenom for that year. And I remember a lot of people, not a lot, but a fair amount were creeped out by it. I mean, people would put like a Slayer tape in the back and it would just, you'd get possessed and like, tweak out because the animatronics couldn't understand what was pumping through the Teddy Ruxpin. Yeah. So, I mean, that's why movies like Paranormal Activity 4, I think, has a Teddy Ruxpin possessed scene. And we all think it's pretty cool. But yeah, so Child's Play is kind of a response to that. Of just this doll in your house that's like your kid's best friend who not necessarily turns on you, but murders everybody.
Right.
Yeah. The end. So yeah. Real quick. What do we got? Oh, so this is a really good one. This next movie, Meet the Feebles. Here we go. Boom. So we're gonna, if we can, let's keep that image up real quick. So Peter Jackson did Meet the Feebles. He also did a movie called Bad Taste. He also did a movie called Dead Alive. But most importantly for the world, he did Lord of the Rings.
Right.
Yeah. So he made really fucked up movies before he chilled down and did some classical literature films, And so if you look at this is a messed up, the whole movie's all puppets, by the way. It's like a Muppets on acid type film. And it totally holds up. It's rated R. It's brutal. It's, I'm embarrassed sometimes. I'm like, damn, this like smokes South Park sometimes, So
Wow.
If you look at the very top, you see the frog, right? He's got a gun to his head.
Yeah.
You see that? Okay. So
Is that a
behind
frog?
him, that's a frog. So behind him is literally this soldier. You see the buck teeth behind him?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is screen used. I never touched this thing, but I'm bringing it out for the segment. So yeah, basically it's a deer hunter's satirical spoof scene, and he's one of the
I was gonna say he looks like Christopher Walken.
He looks like Christopher Walken. Yeah. So so screen used. So I'm very happy to have that piece. Meet the Feebles. If you ever are looking for a super brutal rated R. I mean, they all do coke and they fuck. It's awesome, yeah. So check it out. 4 stars.
Nice.
That's all I got.
All right.
Oh no, there's
That's
more.
pretty cool stuff.
Puppet Master. I'm not done, gentlemen. You're hijacked.
This is my favorite. It's my favorite.
All right, let me hear from you, sir. Why you like this movie, and I'll just sip this Yacht Rock sensation.
The reason, by the way, you're right. That does give you a lot of gas. I tried to switch from beer to White Claw, and I was burping all night. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But Puppet Master is an amazing. All these puppets come to life, and they're all different. They all kill people in different ways, which is cool. They all have different weapons, and they have hot girls in every movie, which I loved as a teenager. And I was just enamored with every movie. I saw all of them.
Oh, it's fantastic. Real quick, Eddie, you got to go, but dude, nice to meet you, sir.
Same. I'm sorry that I have to go.
Not at all.
The show was an hour long, and I have to get on. But I've really enjoyed the segment, and I'm so happy to meet you, Ryan and Kev. Good to see you and everything. Have a wonderful night, you guys.
All right, you got to come back, buddy. You got to come back, Eddie.
Hey,
Eddie,
also that podcast, if you did want to hear about it, the Roberto Clemente one, it's Talkin' 21 podcast.
Talking 21.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah,
I got it.
It's Danny's.
All right. Be well. Be well, everyone.
Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All of Eddie's links will be in, for those of you watching, the links to all the things he was talking about will be in the comments section of this when you want to watch it later, which I'm sure you'll want to watch this episode 20 times. Okay, go ahead.
Maybe even 30.
Right?
I'm a repeat offender, so I'm a creature of habit. If something works, I mean, I watch Mr. Mom all the time. You know this, gentlemen.
I know.
All right. So Puppet Master's badass. craftsmanship, gentlemen. Great stop motion animation in this movie. As you can see in the poster, you'll see Full Moon in the corner right there. Full Moon used to be Empire Pictures. They did Ghoulies, the toilet movie, and they did Dolls, the Stuart Gordon film. God rest his soul, he passed recently. But Puppet Master's awesome. It's an eclectic group of puppets, and they fucking murder, and it's awesome. I mean, I could really just say, hey, they murder. It's rad. Check it out. Because every film is the fucking same. But it is enjoyable. So, and it's not like, somebody taking a puppet and just moving them along. Like, there's some great stop motion in this. So, and the score by Charles Band's brother, Richard Band, is fucking awesome. And I got a movie that I'm going to squeeze in here. I didn't add this, I think, in terms of graphics. But there's a movie called Troll. Anybody remember this?
Right. Yep. Absolutely.
This is another Empire film from the 80s. And this movie's got great puppetry. And I actually have a recasted mold from the original. So this is a mushling. Wow. This is a good puppet. So he really shouldn't be in this segment. I'm bending the rules. But he basically kicks it in the Good Witch's apartment. I got to tell you, the plot of Troll was very controversial later on. Let me tell you why. Here's the plot of Troll, and tell me if you see any red flags. There's a young wizard named Harry Potter. This is 1985. Okay. Young wizard named Harry Potter. And he meets a good witch who teaches him how to be a proper wizard so he can defeat evil.
Right.
The end. Okay.
Right. I remember that whole thing.
Yeah. And they actually took J.K. Rowling to court, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately because I feel there's no way. I mean, it's so spot on. The father in the picture is a writer. I mean, it was not only shot in Rome, it was released out there first, and it was very successful. She claims she's never seen it. And hey, at the end of the day, we all live in the same world. There are coincidences that are like, oh my gosh, that's too good to be true. Or, too good to be a coincidence. But, I respect JK at the end of the day in terms of like her work and this and that. So it is what it is. If she was ruled innocent and didn't plagiarize, fine. But it's a little suspect.
Right.
Just gonna say.
Kind of like 30. Yeah, kind of like 30 Rock in my movie.
Wow, you're right.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, the leap year episode. I'm telling you.
Anytime we get a laugh from Kevin, it's just like.
No, that wow really earned it. It was just it was multi-dimensional in that one wow.
I was improvising because I
had to celebrate it.
I was just linking. I was like, okay, I guess there's a similarity. All right, so Troll's awesome. Check it out. In fact, Noah Hathaway, who played Atreyu in Neverending Story, is the main character. He plays young Harry Potter.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
So check it out. Check it out. What do we got? I think Susanna, can you chime? Yay! Demonic Toys. All right, so yeah, this is another Full Moon film, and this movie's just jacked up. It's very low budget. It's got messed up ass imagery in it. Check it out. If you're looking for toys that basically mess people up, you can't go wrong with Demonic Toys. And I believe the writer, I think is it Goyer? David Goyer? Yes, David S. Goyer. I think this guy went on to like write Batman and do other I'm talking about like Dark Knight. Yeah. He had a hell of a career. I might need clarification on that, Suzanne, if you don't mind. But David Goyer, Goyer, hell of a career this guy's had. Forgive me for not doing my homework on that guy. But there's a couple honorable mentions real quick that I will just say. It's a movie called Cat's Eye. Stephen King. You see that little fucker in the corner?
Oh,
yeah. I remember.
That's a wall troll that comes out and terrorizes a young Drew Barrymore. He wants to steal her soul through her breath. It's an anthology movie. It works, I gotta say.
Yeah.
And the photography is fantastic in that. Couple other movies, because I think graphically we've actually finished, that I'll just showcase real quick and call it a night. David Square. Yeah, David Square. All right, so check it out. So this guy, you might remember him from Return of the Jedi.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Now, this isn't the Disneyland model at all. This guy this guy has been recasted from the original. Okay, I've had this for maybe 10 years. At this point, 15 years. I used to take him into bars. So he's got his pass. And then we made a short film where he was snorting coke. So he has his little tutor, you never know. So there's that guy, Salacious Crumb. So he's a lot of fun. And I think the biggest disaster evil puppet of all is Caddyshack. Okay.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. This guy.
Yes.
Terrorized more human beings.
Golfers.
Okay.
He's awesome.
Than anything else. Okay. He damn near killed Ted Knight. Okay. Who's a gem. God damn it. Yeah. So all those other puppets.
And we're back to Bill Murray.
I was just going to say, he's got a Bill Murray story too.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got one more. I'll just show you. It's a puppet of sorts, but Tales from the Crypt. It's a recast of The Crypt Keeper, signed by John Kassir. Boom, the voice.
Dude, that is amazing.
We'll just call it a night right there, gentlemen.
All right.
He absolutely terrified me when I was a little kid. Like the
Crypt Keeper?
Like at the start of the show, and then all of a sudden, like it terrified me.
Oh yeah, because it's all in your face. Yeah,
yeah. Gopher and magic.
Gopher and magic, and I got to tell you, I can't recommend enough the Zuni fetish doll from Trilogy of Terror. I mean, this guy's brutal, dude, and he runs so quickly. I wish we could just like do a YouTube clip, but yeah, check it out. You can even watch that segment on YouTube, just like Trilogy of Terror doll or fetish doll. It's like a 10-minute bit.
I don't know if you want to look up fetish doll.
You do, though. You do.
You might find some different things.
And that's fine. That's a rabbit hole. That's the beauty of the internet, right? So on that note, gentlemen, that's it.